On behalf of the Young Automotive Group, we are thrilled to have you be a part of our drag race experience here at Rocky Mountain Raceways. Now, before we let you loose on our quarter mile, there's a few safety items that we do need to cover. First of all, long pants are a must. Sorry, gentlemen, you can't be wearing your mini dress or a skirt. Closed-toed shoes, so no flip-flops, no sandals, or things of that nature. Our drag race experience at Rocky Mountain Raceways is not an atypical exercise, so while you're participating on our NHRA track, a helmet is required. You need to obviously wear your seatbelt at all times when you're on the track, and we need you to sign our liability waiver. We also ask that you do something very, very important, and that is to use common sense when you're participating in the drag race experience, and we all know that you'll be able to do that for us and have a good time. Now, as we get you in our drag race experience vehicles, it's very, very important that you are comfortable in the car. So please make any seat adjustments, mirror adjustments, and things of that nature before we get you ready to go. Make sure your helmet feels good, it's snug and adjusted properly. Make sure you have your seatbelt on. It's also very important, I know it could be hot out there, but do not run the air conditioning in the car. Now, you can run the general fan, that's totally fine, but air conditioning takes away power and it makes you go slower, and part of this drag race experience is to go as fast as possible, so please just have 30 seconds of discomfort while you're in the car without having air conditioning on. All right, now that we have you safely inside of our drag race experience vehicles, you're ready to make a pass. So as you pull up towards the starting line area, there's infrared beams that go across the track that indicate the pre-stage light and the stage light on top of the Christmas tree. Now, there will be a cone about 1 foot before you pull into the pre-stage beams. Now, as you watch this video, you see the Mustang creeping in. You always watch the top of the tree. You just creep into that very, very top beam. You'll see the pre-stage lights illuminate on top of the Christmas tree. Once you see those pre-stage beams illuminate, stop, press on the brake very, very firmly. And then you have 8 more inches to roll forward to light up the stage beam. So both pre-stage beams and stage beams will be lit on top of that Christmas tree. Now, as you see, you just very pulsate that brake pedal with your foot, just getting that car just to creep, 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 creep very, very slowly. When both lanes illuminate that pre-stage beam and that stage beam, the tree is activated and ready to go to send you on your way. Now, as the tree starts to count down, yellow, 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 green, it's imperative that the millisecond you see that third amber come on the bottom of the Christmas tree, you're letting go of the brake and mashing the gas pedal all the way to the floor, because reaction time is very, very important. That is the amount of time that it takes the front wheels to break through the stage beams after the light turns green. Now, the better your reaction time, the more advantage you have on your competitor in the other lane. The reason why you leave on that bottom third light is because by the time you see that light, you take your foot off the brake and you mash on your gas and the car reacts, that light will be turning green. Now, after that green light flashes and you're on your way down the quarter mile of Rocky Mountain Raceways, man, press that foot like you're pressing it all the way through the floorboard. Maximum performance out of these machines, but just use common sense. If you feel the vehicle skating around a little bit, the back end starting to wash out, just roll out of the gas. We don't want you wadding one of these things up into the wall and making a big mess, and it's just not a lot of fun. Now, once the cars leave the starting line, the reaction time will be displayed down at the big end of the racetrack. Now, the car that was in the right lane left a little bit too early and turned that big, ugly, nasty red light on the bottom of the Christmas tree. And you can see that by a negative 0.047. Now, if this was a regular race and it was an actual competition, that car in the right lane would be disqualified, because leaving before that green light comes on, well, it's basically considered cheating. Now, the car in the left lane did get a green light, 0.157, so it took the driver 0.15 of a second to break those stage beams after the light turned green. Now, the better the reaction time, trip zeros is a perfect reaction time, so you really want to get as close to that 000 number as you can without being red. Now, once the cars cross the finish line, their performance will be displayed on the scoreboards down there at the big end of the racetrack. Now, the car in the right lane, that particular pass went 14.69 seconds to the quarter mile at a speed of 98.60 miles an hour, while the car in the left lane went through that 1,320 feet at 14.96 seconds at 98.80 miles an hour. Now, the best way to tell who got to the finish line first is right underneath the speed. There'll be 4 flashing lights that pulsate on and off and do all sorts of fun stuff, and that's how you can tell who got to the finish line first. When you get to the scoreboards at the big end of the racetrack, just lightly roll out of the throttle and just continue to coast down through the shutdown area. Now, one thing that's very, very important here at Rocky Mountain Raceways, the right lane always exits first. Okay, we don't want you to be in the left lane and be cutting across to go to the exit and cut right in front of the car that's in the lane next to you. So, once again, the right lane always exits first. Now, when you exit the track, just drive back at a reasonable speed through our pit area. As you continue to head west, there's a little serpentine on our return road, and then you drive around on the south side of the oval track and then back into the staging lanes, and then you just put the vehicle in park and exit out with a big smile on your face and come back and do it one more time. So on behalf of the Young Automotive Group and all of us here at Rocky Mountain Raceways, we hope that you have a great time today with the drag race experience. You tell a friend and you come back to do it again soon.